Hey guys, Captain Boomerang here, back for Let's Play Jax 2 Part 24. In the last part, we played a very fun minigame with my main girl Onin over here. Never saying that again. And in this part, we're going to move on and open the Tomb of Mar, which is super exciting, so I don't want to waste any more time. Now, if you remember, I did a, well, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've also done a glitch video in recent times where I showed how to get into the Tomb of Mar using very illegitimate means without collecting the seal pieces or anything. So if you want to look at that, you can. If you have, then I'm going to show you how to do it the legit way this time, which will be very fun, very cool. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to the mountain temple, because if you remember, there's a machine there that we need that Pecker told us to activate. So without further delay, we're just going to jump right into it. Let's go. Alright guys, so here we are at the mountain temple to activate the machine. Let's get it on. Epic points. Awesome. Alright. So, if you don't recall, as I mentioned before, we have to activate the light machine or whatever to find out where the tomb is. Like sleuths, like real detectives. That's how they solve all the crimes. They insert stuff into a machine and then it shows them exactly who did it. Okay, that wasn't funny. Alright. So, let's come through here. Scoop up free ammo, because why not? And you're gonna want to go this way this time instead of over to Haven Forest. So, as usual, too cool for school, so I'm not gonna use the elevator. And here we go. Just ignore this. But yeah, the entire seal piece of Mar was actually used for opening that door. So I don't know, I guess I couldn't have found another way around or anything, but, whatever. I nitpick. Alright, so, you're just gonna want to grind these on the way down. It's actually a little bit more difficult than I made it look there, so be a little bit careful of that, and you're gonna want to go left through this passageway here. Very scripted, there's not any enemies in this, area, it's all just kind of, going through the motions. So, I do like its inclusion, though, and even if it doesn't really, you know, it kind of gives a purpose to the artifacts we collected, which you'll see in a bit. So, enjoy the cutscene. It's a very cool cutscene, I like it. From the mists of time, Mars light will shine. I love it. So yeah, that's a really cool sequence. Really nice area. Just look at all the statues that you have around it. I don't know if they're Mar or anything.
Somewhere in the city. The Tomb of Mar was right under our noses all along. And thanks to me, you found it.
Yeah, whatever, Pecker. But yeah, I really like the area. I think making you go here kind of adds a sense of mythos to it, rather than, you know, just having you go directly to the temple. I don't know. I kind of like it. It might be a decision that some people don't really care for, but I liked it anyway, so. And that's all that matters. So, let's keep on trucking. So what you're going to want to do now is make your way out of the mountain temple, and there's a little shortcut back. You don't have to ride the grind rails up again, but I believe you can if you want to. But you just want to come around here, and now you're right back. It's not as fun as jumping off of the cliff like there, but oh well. I'll take it. It's okay. I'll deal with it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head to Baron Praxis' statue. And because I don't want to really waste a lot of your time, I'm just going to cut right to there, because we really want to get into this tomb, and I really want to cover it, because it's a really cool area. One of my favorite parts of the game. From the mists of time... Oh, wait, we're here. Sorry, the song's just too catchy. It was in my head. But here we are at the Tomb of Mar, which happens to ironically be right under the Baron Praxis' statue. I mean, I find the entire thing hilariously ironic. How do you build right on top of the very thing that you're trying to find? Hey, there's a door here. It says Tomb of Mar on it. Ah, I want my face in it. Alright, anyways. Here's a cutscene. Enjoy. We're gonna get into the temple now.
You did it, Jack. You actually found Mar's tomb.
Great. Now what? We send this poor kid into a meat grinder?
This is the day I've long awaited, to finally hold the fabled Precursor stone in my hands.
You must be cautious, child. The tests of manhood are sure to be fraught with peril, and Mars heir must face them alone.
It's okay, kid. You can do it. It's just a deep, pitch black, sure to be filled to the brim with painful death old tomb. I wouldn't go in there.
Welcome, heir of Mar. Finally, the Chosen One stands before me. Enter and prove yourself worthy to claim the ancient birthright. No. This child is too young to face the tests.
What? No!
Do something, Jack!
Jack, remember the sure to be filled to the brim with painful death part?
Great tree limbs! He's going to face the tests.
No, he's gone to his death.
Freeze!
Alright, so with that funny cutscene out of the way, we can finally move on with Mar's Tomb, which is super cool. I really love the ambiance. It's the best atmospheric place, I guess, in the game, in my opinion. It's really got this Egyptian kind of ancient civilization tomb feel. They nailed it with this ambience and all that jazz. But anyways, let's move on with the stuff. To your left and right, you're going to find your first 2 Precursor orbs. There are 5 in total in the area, and they're relatively easy to get, so nothing to worry about on that front. So what you're going to want to do now is come down this slide. Very simple stuff. And there are 2 Precursor orbs right around these pillars. I really love the cutscene, by the way, leading into the palace, because, I don't know, Cor was just acting like a weird freak, and it really kind of showed that Jack actually does kind of care about the kid. I mean, even when Samos and Cor clearly did not, because they were about to send him into this place. I mean, with all the skulls, he'd be scarred for life, honestly. Alright, so what the objective is we have to complete the test of manhood in order to get to the Precursor stone. So, let's do it.
Weapons are for the weak.
Alright, so no weapons are allowed in this challenge, and this first challenge is relatively simple. All you have to do is keep track of the bugs with the red underneath. And, oops, not that one, this one, yes, alright. And you have to make sure you hit those, and then that'll open the door. So the trick to that, I'd say, is make sure you're looking at the entire screen. Ooh, okay, there we go. That's a nice little trick. I mean, that boost jump that I taught you in that one part is actually extremely helpful. Also, why are there so many skulls in here? I mean, I think it's like they built the tomb. They're like, oh man, we already built this tomb, so instead of putting one body, we might as well put like a bunch of dead bodies in it, because it just fits, right? But anyways, alright, so here we are on to the second challenge, switching topics rather quickly. So what you're going to want to do for this challenge is, obviously, jump on the tiles as they light up. Each tile has its own distinct sound, based off of its color. It's relatively a simple puzzle. It just requires a little bit of precision platforming. If you're having trouble, what I recommend doing is looking at your shadow, because that always works for me whenever I have to do precision platforming in any kind of 3D environment. So now we've got to fight off these spiders that are literally as big as my head. I don't know how he does it, but respect to Jack. Alright, and we get to skip through that. Like I said, that boost jump, it does so much. I love it to death. But anyways, here we are on level 2, as I like to call it, where basically they throw the challenges at you again, but this time up the ante, so. This challenge is not terribly difficult, but it's pretty easy to lose that last guy. There we go. Very simple. But again, make sure you're looking at the entire screen. Look at the big picture in order to advance there. Otherwise, it can be quite difficult. There we go. Got that skip down. Great. Now, again, if you can't do the skips like I can, which is pretty likely, what you can do is just normally jump into the water and dive underneath with the square and circle button. The only reason why I'm doing it that way is because, honestly, I'm a show-offy jerk. And also, I also find it's faster, and I want to get through this as quickly as possible while also showing as much as I can, because I'm going to try and do all of the Tomb of Mar in one part, and I don't want to make it too long, because I'm not a fan of those 30-minute Let's Plays, if you know what I'm talking about. The ones that just drag on forever. Like, they're so entertaining that you're willing to watch them for half an hour of your life. I mean, it's kind of ironic hearing that come from a Let's Player, but I don't know. I guess I'm more of a walkthrough person in general. I don't know. But, no. Don't want to die. Alright, so with this one, I'm going to try another boost trick because... Wow, okay, that was lucky. I'm going to dive here because I was really scared of getting hit, but not terribly difficult. Another trick you can use is quick swim. Oh, crap. The quick swim actually works the same way as it did in the original Jak and Daxter. So if you're familiar with that technique, use it there if you want. Okay, so now we're at the deadliest of trials of manhood. Matching songs. And for this I'm gonna need a little bit of quiet so I can actually figure this out. Maybe I'll play some funny music over it, I don't know. Dum bum ba dum. Okay. Alright. Okay, that was like doom 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 doom. Haven't heard that one yet. Yep, there we go. Cool stuff. I don't know if I've heard that one. Yeah, that's Descendants Out Alone. I like it. No. Okay. Cool stuff. Alright. And this one. Bum 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 bugga-dum bum bum. I think that one's over here, actually. Yep, here we go. This one. There we go. And then those two. Alright, so, the thing about that puzzle, that I should note is, essentially, there are certain patterns which it can show up in, and those are set, but the pattern itself is random, so there's really no way for me to just know those, and my volume on the television is pretty low, so I should fix that at some point. But anyways, you want to come over here, hit the switch, in this very long, epic cutscene, all of the lights go out. And then... a beam of light hits the door, and so the goal of the challenges is to get these beams of light that hit the door. There are only 2 of them, and then with that it'll open and we'll be able to get to the Precursor stone, which is super cool. So, sorry, that was really stupid. So now we're gonna move on to the second challenge, which hopefully I can complete as fast as I completed the first one, but no promises. This one's a little bit more finicky, so we'll see what we can do. Alright, so kill these spiders that are absolutely terrifying. Man, I hate how they linger when you kill them. Alright. Ah, butter biscuits. That's not physically possible. Okay, so, just 1 second. I gotta turn up the volume on my television. Okay, so, now I'm back with the... Oops. I'm back and I turned up the volume on my television, and the reason why I did that is because... audio cues are everything in this section. Whenever you hear that click, that's your cue to move. Okay, so I was really quiet there, but that's because when you do those series of jumps, I really recommend listening to that click, and as soon as you hear that click, you want to get right off of that platform. That's the trick there. Here we have the return of these poles, the trapeze bowls. I don't really know what the poles. Wow, I called them bowls. What am I saying? Whatever. You get the idea. The concept with these is the same as any momentum thing. Too cool for school. Sorry, I get really distracted easily. With the poles, what you want to do is fall to your death. Jesus Christ. Meet you guys back at the area. Okay, guys, so here we are, back at the place where I roughly died before. So just gonna hit this switch again, and move on up as normal. So I'm just gonna double jump these from now on like a normal boy because I don't know. I guess I can't really pull off the other one as reliably for some reason. But it's still just as simple. Come on up. So this next segment, this second test of manhood is a lot more based on action and time platforming. So if you're really good at those things, you'll probably like this segment. If not, then maybe not so much. But I really do like all of the architecture in this room. Like, they didn't really have to go all out, but it is really amazing. We got metal heads on the walls, some of those oracle-like things. It is really cool. But we even have writing on the sides. It's really cool. I just like it. You can tell a lot of effort was put into this segment of the game, and it really shows. Oop, that was close. Alright, we're good, though. So yeah, this segment is relatively interesting. So hitting this switch will cause the entire platform to raise up. But before we go down those steps... Too cool for school! Alright, we're good. Before you go down there, you're going to want to go all the way around here and travel up the steps once again. Because, as you might have guessed... I swear to God, I can do that move. I don't know what it is. I think my X button's kind of faulty. I usually hate it when people make excuses and stuff, but honestly, I feel like my X button isn't working when I do that move all the time, but whatever. Anyways, so what you want to do is come up here. Failure is a part of the process as well, so I might as well show it. And as you can see in that little crevasse... Whoa! What the nuts? That was so close, too. I almost died completely. Alright, so, meet you guys at the top again. Alright, good enough. Alright, so that would be our last orb of the area. So what you're going to want to do now is jump and fall down here. We got a really fun segment coming up, so prep your bodies. Hope your bodies are ready. Alright, so here we go. And this is the first time in any Jak and Daxter game where you can play as Daxter. And it's really freaking cool. It's so nice. It's about time, honestly. Daxter has the same move... Oh, jeez. I messed it up. Sorry, I'll try not to do that as much. It's a relatively quick segment, so failure shouldn't take too much time, as long as I don't fail constantly. But yeah, it's really cool. Daxter has all the same movesets as... Wow. Jeez. I'm sorry. I'm really kind of messing up. But anyways, Daxter has the same moveset as Jak, except he can't do the uppercut. He can only kind of do the lunge punch and the spin kick. Okay, had to make sure I made that. So yeah, it's relatively simple to do. Oh, Mother of Jesus. Daxter's so funny. But anyways, so now we're being chased by a giant spider, so for any of you that are arachnophobic, I apologize. Because I remember my sister could never watch me play this part of the game, because she'd always get scared. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. Oh man. Alright, but anyway, she'd always get scared because of the spiders. Daxter has a pretty long jump, so you can actually make those series of jumps relatively easily. Alright. Also, this style of the game might actually be pretty similar to any of you that have played the Crash Bandicoot series. But something really funny I want to show is this right here. I know you might think I'm a big idiot, but if you come up here, you can see it's frozen and it actually has no pressure, so I don't know. Look at this big ugly mug. Again, sorry to any of you guys that are arachnophobes. Oh, Mother of Jesus. Alright, that's fine. We hit the checkpoint. Alright, so, yeah, this whole segment is a lot of fun. And for any of you that have played Crash Bandicoot, you might find some similarities, and it is a really nice throwback to that, I suppose you could say. But yeah, it's kind of cool that we had to wait for the game called Jak. Oh, well, I guess now we know why the game's called Jak. Daxter died forever in this. I'm kidding. But yeah, this whole segment's really fun. Let's hopefully finish it off so, you know, you can get over it. I'd like to say I'm failing on purpose so you can see it more, but I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm just sucking horribly at this. Really? I've never had any issues with the catching up to me before like that, but oh well. Let's play Curse, I assume. Let's use the punch to speed up a bit then. I don't know if it actually makes it speed up or slow down, but... Alright, so, final segment. Let's go. Pro time. Really shouldn't be anything too difficult left, so we're near the end. And there we go. Spider completed. Mathematical. Alright, so, pan over back to Jack. So I guess now the game is aptly named. Wow, ice. This is strange. Ah, I thought I could pull something off. But I guess not, whatever. Sorry for wasting your time there a bit. So here we go. More platforming with Jack, which is always fun. And now it's really Jack, just all by himself. No witty sidekick to have on his shoulder. How sad. I find it interesting how the trials of manhood are all centered around acrobatics. Maybe we're seeing a social commentary about how men do manly things, even though it doesn't make much sense all the time. I'm kidding. It really doesn't make sense when it comes down to it, but it's really fun. Fun platforming segment. Alright. So, again, with the poles, you just want to make sure you're lined up where you want to go! Okay, this complicates things a bit. Wow, I cannot believe I did that. Cool, alright. Not really how you're supposed to do that, but I'm a little unorthodox. I'm too cool for school. Alright, here we go. Alright. So that was pretty easy. And then, after you complete that, you're done with the challenge. And that's all there is to it. Alright. And with that, we're headed off to go get the, we're headed off to get the Precursor Stone. That's what the hell it is. I honestly forgot its name there for a hot second. Okay. So, by now you should have 64 Precursor Orbs, so we're doing pretty well there. So, here we go.
Daxter, there you are. What happened to you?
I had a hairy experience. No thanks to you.
Welcome, young warrior. Many eons have passed since our hope burned so brightly. Today you have proven yourself worthy to receive Mars' legacy.
He's talking about me. Thanks, your holy statueness. This tomb wasn't so tough.
What you are about to receive contains grave power, and with it comes grave responsibility. Eons ago, the Precursors waged a terrible war with the Horoquan, those dark creatures you refer to as Metalheads. Driven by their dark leader, the Metalhead Legions destroyed our great civilization, and now they swarm the universe unopposed, looking for the last relics of our power. Ma tried to hide the Precursor Stone in this tomb to protect it from them. It is our last hope, and you were chosen to keep that hope alive.
I think you got me confused with someone else. I just want the stone.
It is time to fulfill your destiny. Behold.
Wow! Let's get the goods.
Boom! You brought me right to the stone. Your pitiful underground friends were no match for my guards above. Now I will gain the power I need to crush my enemies. And after claiming the stone, I'll begin with you.
Abomination. The Precursor Stone is not meant for you.
Will Jack get the Precursor Stone? Is Daxter the chosen one? Why is Baron Praxis such a jerkhole? Why am I asking you all these questions? Find out next time on Let's Play Jack 2.
Can't hold on much longer.